Good evening, folks. I'm back again. I'm gonna bake a pumpkin pie. I gotta mix it together and put it in the pie shell. So we worked on that earlier in the prep. So it's pretty late. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm working this late. It is 10:30. So tomorrow is the big day of my family get together, Thanksgiving party. So I need to get this fresh pumpkin pie baked immediately. I don't have room for it in the fridge, so it's got to sit out overnight. All right then, let's get busy. Here are the ingredients that go in the pumpkin pie filling. You have, of course, you have pumpkin pie puree, and you have eggs, you have milk and sugar, and you have, let's see, what else do you have? Salt, and you have your spices, which are cinnamon, ginger, and allspice. Now the recipe called for cloves, but I don't have cloves, so I'm going to replace it with allspice. So let's get this mixed together in a bowl right away. I've got the eggs beaten up real good here. Now I'm going to add the pumpkin puree. Mix that up really good. And we're going to add our milk. If you have, I think it was evaporated milk, carnation or something, you can use that, but I didn't have it, so I'm just going to use milk. I got to beat this really good. I'm probably going to use a whisk for this. Then we'll put in our sugar and our seasonings, our spices and salt. Okay, I'm going to be mixing this up really, really good. Following a Libby's pumpkin pie recipe. Did not say I had to use a whisk, so I think this is beaten up enough. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the pie shell. And if there's extra, I'm not going to pour it in there. I don't want it to overflow. I would just use the extra for some cookies, combine it with some flour or something if I needed to. Okay, do not want this to overflow. All right, that's it. Now it's going straight in the oven at 400 for 15 minutes, and then we'll turn it down to 350, I believe. Okay. I'd like to make a correction. That's 425 for 15 minutes, and then you turn it down to 350 for 40 to 50 minutes. So let's put the fresh pumpkin pie in the oven.
Hey man, how are you? Listen, I got that kid I was talking to you about here.
I did spill some around the edges, so that was a little disappointing, but we'll work with it. Now here's where we're about to be bad, an added treat. I mentioned that in the last video I did, and my sisters will like this, I'm sure, and my nephew. We are going to make ROLO Pretzel Turtles with pretzels, ROLO candies, and pecans. This super easy recipe is all over the internet. You just take a sheet pan, you can use parchment paper. One recipe said to spray it. I don't know why. Parchment paper should be fine. Then you lay your pretzels out. That's what I'm going to do. The hardest part is unwrapping the Rolos. And you can get your kids to help with this. Just tell them not to eat too many, because they'll spoil their appetite for the ROLO Pretzel Turtles. So I got to get busy here unwrapping these. I should have done this already. Oh well. Then you start putting your Rolos on top of your pretzels. Now I don't have the square ones like they recommended. Mine are a little smaller than that. Okay. Mini pretzels. Let's see. Pretzel shape, but I think they'll be fine. At least I hope so. I don't think it's going to melt too much over the sides or anything like that. It's only good. It's at 325 for 2 minutes, and you don't put the pecans on until afterward, of course, and smash them down. They'll be melting down anyway, I'm sure. So I'm going to continue doing this. This is fun. ROLO pretzels are ready to go. We're just waiting on the pumpkin pie to finish baking. So we can turn that temperature down from 350 to 325 and put these babies in there. And then we're going to put pecans on them. It's going to be good. Now our pumpkin pie is done. And it did burn a little around the edges because the filling came out a little bit around the edges. It overflowed just a tad. But overall, I'm very happy with the presentation of it. It just looks like a homemade pumpkin pie. I think my sisters will like it. I've got the ROLO Turtles in the oven. Get this, they only bake for 2 minutes. I gotta watch this carefully. That chocolate's gonna melt down very quickly. Chocolate caramel, yum. So very quickly, I'm going to start putting my pecans on my Rolos. I can't do this with one hand. Oh my God. All right, just a moment. Transferring on to the platter. Take a second look at what I made tonight. A fresh homemade pumpkin pie and ROLO Pretzel Turtles. This was very good. I did try one of those. I shouldn't have because it's late. It's going to keep me awake. Plus I had coffee kind of late. All right, then I'm about ready to say goodbye. I'm going to see you face to face. The ROLO Pretzel Turtles need to refrigerate for at least 10 minutes. I had ordered a turkey cookie cutter last week along with some other toiletries and some Thanksgiving decorations. I believe it was last week from Walmart. And I just thought it would be a regular cookie cutter, like the same size as this chicken. Here's what it looks like. Look how tiny that is. It's itty bitty. And it cost $5.63. And I did not read the specifications. So that's my own fault. And it did say mini, and I didn't pay any attention. But you know what? I'm going to use this first thing in the morning because my sister Sherry in particular, she loves sugar cookies. So I bet these only bake for 2 or 3 minutes. Very similar to the ROLO Pretzel Turtles. So I'm going to try to do a small batch of cookie dough first thing in the morning. And I may put that on video, I may not. If you'll get to see it at some point, I'm sure. All right then. God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy your upcoming holidays. Good Lord willing, I'll see you on the next one.